The end of November marks a time to be thankful, a time to reflect, a change in seasons, another year coming to an end. But for some, it's a time for annual conflict. Two proud universities don their armor and face off on the field of battle. It can be for all the spoiled.
Throws into the end zone, intercepted! And the Buckeyes are headed to the desert!
Or for the honor of a departing leader.
Ohio State holds on to beat Michigan.
It can be for no prize at all.
30 to pass. Looks and he's hit and dropped by Zach Boren.
Other than to be crowned winner of the game. It is game day for the Buckeyes. Dom Tiberi joined by Coach Urban Meyer. And Coach, this is the big one. This is what everybody comes to Ohio State and goes to that school up north to play.
Yeah, it's an incredible rivalry, greatest rivalry in all of sport. A rivalry that is well respected through the halls of the Woody Hayes facility. You know, we do a good job educating our players, especially the ones maybe from not Ohio, how important it is. And we have a lot of respect for this rivalry.
Game time with Urban Meyer starts right now.
There are matchups, there are rivalries, and then there is the game. The greatest spectacle in all of sports, and it kicks off in just a few hours. Welcome to Game Time with Urban Meyer. I'm Dave Holmes. I'll be joined in a few minutes by John Cooper, Beanie Wells, plus Jim Lachey, as well as Dom Tiberi. But first, let's take a look back at last week's heartbreaker against Michigan State.
This Week in Review is presented by Chesapeake Energy, leading responsible energy future.
Senior day at the Horseshoe, throwback Saturday for Braxton Miller. Number 1 goes back to his old number 5 for his final home game. Let's pick it up in the second quarter. Scoreless game until Ezekiel Elliott scores from a yard out. 17th touchdown of the season for Zeke. Buckeyes lead 7-zip. Jump ahead to the third quarter. Now the game's tied at 7. J.T. Barrett fakes the run, goes to Jalen Marshall. Who needs two hands? Touchdown, Ohio State. They lead 14-7 going into the fourth. But then things come unraveled. Gerald Holmes, 2-yard touchdown. Michigan State ties the game at 14. It stays that way until the final seconds. Michael Geiger from 41 yards. Got it. The Spartans pull off a shocking upset in the shoe. Final score 17-14.
This Week in Review is presented by Chesapeake Energy, leading responsible energy future.
Coach, obviously a tough loss to Michigan State. Just your thoughts.
Yeah, a crushing loss, and one that, you know, we're not going to win every game you play. And just still the distaste, the discomfort you have, because you know we could have done better as a coaching staff, and some guys we could have played better. And but you got to let it go because you got a big one coming up. You know, you look at your senior class, and it was senior day, and I know you feel so much for those guys. Those guys did a lot of winning here. A lot of winning the right way. You know, there's a lot of really classy guys that, and you think of Ohio State football, that's what I think of. I think of the classy players, the Jim Lachey's, some of these really classy Archie Griffins, and these guys fit that mold. Now it's time for the greatest rivalry in college football. All thoughts on that? Can you tell a difference? I mean, just with the guys. Sure. I mean, when you mention this game. Sure, you got to win this game. I mean, you talk about rivalry. What makes it, you know, we were 3-0 since the last 3 times, and we have to do. You know, we're facing a little adversity right now. We're facing a very good team with momentum, and we have to find momentum. So that comes from focus and effort during a week of practice. What does this rivalry mean to you, being a guy that grew up in this state? It's everything. It's even when I was not a part of it, I'm a part of it, and ever since I could remember. The moment I could speak, it was Ohio State versus our rivals, and from Woody Hayes to all the other great coaches, Earl, and then Coach Cooper, and then Coach Tressel, and we just want to. It's almost like you feel an obligation to do the very best you can.
Ben, welcome back to Ohio Stadium, the last home game of the season. Ohio State 10-0 on the year, 6-0 in the Big Ten, hosting 9-1 Michigan State. Michigan State wins the game on a 41-yard field goal.
For more on the Buckeyes and the Spartans, let's bring in former head coach John Cooper and former running back Beanie Wells. Coach, want to start with you. This team's had incredible success the past few years. What would you say to them after a loss like that?
Well, I'd say that we got to regroup and get ready to play the game of our life this week. That game is over. There's nothing you can do about that. We did not play our best game. Sometimes you have to win ugly. Had we won last week, Benny, it would have been an ugly win because we didn't play that good last week. Let's face it. And I think you got to give Michigan State an awful lot of credit. They played hard without their quarterback. Everybody, including me, is feeling like, hey, if they got Connor Cook, you know, it's going to be a ball game.
Right.
Without Connor Cook, we're going to put a good whipping on them, and it didn't happen.
What's a locker room like after a loss like that?
Oh, it's tough, you know, kind of devastating. You know, one of those things that you hate to see people down with their heads tucked, and, you know, it's one of those situations that I never want to be a part of. I've been there before. I'm sure we all have, but it just isn't a good feeling at all.
Spartans play without Connor Cook. You mentioned it. Let me throw something very bizarre out there. I know they're not a better team without Connor Cook, obviously. Is it possible it helped them in a way, Coop, because they didn't know what to expect on defense? That is a totally different team without him in there.
I think that's a good point. I think with Connor Cook in there, they would have obviously thrown the ball a lot more than they did.
Different game plan.
But I thought they did a great job alternating the two quarterbacks. And, Beanie, I thought you brought up a good point. I think we should have forced them into throwing the football. Let's play a 9-man front, force the quarterbacks to beat us. We didn't do that.
There's a lot of preparation, and when that guy's not in there, Beanie, it does change things a little bit.
It does. At times when you're so prepared and keyed in on a specific guy being a part of the game plan, you kind of tailor your defensive game plan to his strengths and some of the things that he does well, and expecting your team to, you know, go up against that and stop that player. But unfortunately, it didn't happen, and, you know, we was kind of lost in a little bit of limbo.
I think their defense won the game. And defense, and I started to say kicking game, but they almost gave us a touchdown from mishandling the punt. Yeah, but, you know, that wasn't a chip shot he made for the winning field goal. Now. Ball's on the right hash.
Right.
And it was 43-yard field goal.
Yeah, windy day.
Windy day.
Yep.
I mean, he could have very easily missed that, and then we got an overtime.
Now, let's talk about Braxton Miller, one of the most bizarre careers I can remember. A two-time Big Ten Player of the Year. The injury, changed his position. His final game at the shoe, pretty quiet. How do you guys remember Braxton Miller?
I remember Braxton as a great runner. They couldn't tackle him. Two-time Offensive Player of the Year in the league. Did not turn out his senior year. Obviously, wasn't nearly as good as anybody thought it was going to be. But Braxton Miller was a great football player, great athlete, had a great career.
What do you think of him, Dean?
Phenomenal football player. You know, he's one of those guys that we're going to remember for years to come. You know, because it's not many people that was able to do what he did at the quarterback position here at Ohio State, and probably in the country in general. You know, Braxton was a unique talent, a guy that was a threat to score anywhere on the field. It's a big play waiting to happen.
The key is now, I mean, you can't do anything about Michigan State. You have to move on to that team up north. I want the coach's perspective and the player's perspective. We'll start with the player here, Beanie. Moving on from this on to the next game, how difficult?
It's tough. It's tough. It's a very difficult thing to do when you lose a big game of that magnitude, but you're able to use it as motivation. If I was in that locker room, I would tell the guys, remember that way you felt after losing that game to Michigan State, and carry that on to the next week versus Michigan, because you do not want that heartbreak, because it'll be times 10.
Yeah.
I tell you.
Yeah, no time to cry here.
When you lose, you go back to fundamentals. You correct those mistakes you made last week, and you exuberate confidence. I mean, we got a better football team. We got the best football team in this league. There's no question about it. We go play our game, we'll win. If we don't, we play like we did last week, we'll get beat again.
All right, we don't want to wallow too much longer, but for more on the Michigan State game, let's go to Dom Taberry with Jim Lachey.
Well, Jim, it was certainly not the outcome that Buckeye Nation had hoped for, and the players and the coaches, they're the ones that put all the hours in. And, you know, give credit to Michigan State. They came in here with a great game plan, and they took a lot of things away from Ohio State, and, you know, 17-14, and you win it on a kick, and it's hard for these guys because they've done a lot of winning.
Yeah, they have done a lot of winning here at Ohio State, and yet they come in, you know, Connor Cook, everybody wonders about his shoulder, and we find out that Tyler O'Connor from Lima Central Catholic is going to be the starting quarterback, and I think everybody thought, oh, our odds just went a little bit higher as far as winning, but boy, he did an excellent job running the offense that Michigan State wanted him to run. They found ways to run the quarterback. The running game was just good enough. Didn't really try to throw the football against our defense and the way the weather conditions were, but had enough success. And you look at that game, back and forth, back and forth. You know, we score on short fields offensively, not their best outing, but still, it's 14-14 in the fourth quarter. You're thinking, okay, if we can stop them one more time, they'll have a chance to maybe go in overtime and get the win. But credit their kicker. He put it between the uprights on a tough day with some wind and put it up there for 43, and they got the win. But That's what it's going to take to beat Ohio State. It's going to take a 15-round fight, a heavyweight, and Michigan State was a heavyweight and was able to do that.
And certainly the weather was not conducive for offensive football.
No, it wasn't. But you got to be able to run the football. That's why you want to have a strong running game, a big offensive line, tight ends that can block downfield, receivers that can get blocks. It's for days just like that. When you can't count on your passing game and your wide receivers, you know, all those cute guys out there, you need those uglies up front to get their job done. And we really did have a threat of a run, and without that, we really had no threat of a passing game.
Coming up next, time to talk about the game. We'll break down the Buckeyes defense after the break. You're watching Game Time with Urban Meyer.
Game Time with Urban Meyer is brought to you by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers, the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, AEP Energy, and by the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center, the Arthur G. James Cancer Hospital, and the Richard J. Solove Research Institute.
If there's anyone who can appreciate a satisfying and well-made meal first thing in the morning, it's farmers. I mean, these guys are having breakfast before breakfast has even thought about breakfast. So when I want a delicious, hearty breakfast, I head to Tim Hortons for their Farmer's Breakfast Grilled Wrap. It's prepared fresh with tasty sausage, fluffy egg omelet, real Swiss cheese, and get this, even a crispy golden hash brown inside. All wrapped up, grilled to perfection, and ready to go wherever your day takes you. Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Great tasting breakfast. Amazing coffee.
Leading a responsible energy future. Chesapeake is forging ahead like no other energy producer. Living our core values with unrivaled leadership in safety and efficiency. Growing as a company, continuously improving. Creating lasting value for every shareholder for decades to come. The world wants a better energy future. We are delivering it today. We are Chesapeake, and we are energy.
Hey, wake up. It's game day.
Every season is a journey. And while the record will reflect what happened at the destination, the real measure of worth is what happens along the way.
O-H-I.
Oh. All right, family.
Whether you're home or away this Buckeye season,
check. Check.
Safe Light Auto Glass invites you
check. All right.
To travel well.
Let's go.
How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Are we watching the game?
You'll see.
I think my boys have a shot this year.
Yeah, especially with this new offense we're running. I mean, our running back is a beast. Once he hits the hole and breaks through the secondary, oh, he's gone. And our linebackers and DBs dish out punishment and never quit. You didn't expect this, did you?
I didn't.
The Nissan Altima. There's a fun side to every drive. Nissan, innovation that excites.
This week's Buckeye Football Flashback is presented by Byers Auto, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
On November 24th, 2001, the Buckeyes rolled into Ann Arbor with a chip on their shoulder. It had been 14 years since they had beaten that team up north in the Big House, and they had to do so with first-time starter Craig Krenzel at quarterback. The Silver Bullets struck first with an early interception from Mike Doss that led to a touchdown. Krenzel delivered on 11 of 18 passes for 118 yards, enough to send the Buckeyes south of the border with a 26-20 victory.
This week's Buckeye Football Flashback is presented by Byers Auto. Buckeye fans since 1897.
All right, Coach, you look at this Michigan offense. What jumps out at you?
The quarterback's production over the last several games. A very efficient passer. Their offense line is very good, but the production of the quarterback.
You know, it'll start with him, but obviously it'll start with the offensive line. How big of a challenge is this for your defensive front?
Well, in the last 3 years, this is the best offensive line. They're very well coached. They're all over. You know, they're very sound, and they protect that quarterback.
What's the keys to defending these guys? Got to disrupt him somehow, right?
Sure. Yeah. Any good passer, you can't let him sit back there. This guy's a veteran. He's a transfer. He played a lot of football at Iowa and comes in here and started because he's just learning an offense, but he's playing a high level right now.
Going up there, how tough of a place is that to go? You've been all over the country. Where's this one rated?
Well, it's one of the toughest. Yeah, it's we've been up there. I guess the 2 year when we won by 1 point, that was one of the loudest stadiums, and there'll be a lot of Buckeye fans up there too. But it's a big stadium with a lot of loud fans.
last thing you remember this rivalry from when you were a little boy. What's the earliest recollection? Is there any one thing that jumps out from when you learned what this thing was all about?
Oh, sure. I just remember I was such a Woody Hayes fan, seeing him on the sideline in the short sleeves and the ball cap, and then when they hired obviously Bo Schembechler, and that was the beginning of the 10-year war. So I really have a real clean memory of those games.
Looking to throw, and he's sacked at the 34-yard line. The football came loose, and there's a scramble for it down on the field.
Let's talk about that Ohio State defense with Beanie and Coop. Guys, I want to start with Michigan quarterback Jake Rudock. He struggled early in the year. The last 3 games, though, 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, all Michigan victories. Beanie, what's the key to slowing him down?
Obviously, as we say every week, when you got a good quarterback that's able to sling the ball around, you want to get pressure on him. And it's no different here versus Michigan and Jake Rudock. I seen in the first half of the season, when he had a lot of pressure, he had the ability to cause turnovers for his team.
It looked like he was going to get maybe benched a month and a half ago, and now he's one of the better players in the conference.
He's probably the most improved quarterback that I've seen in a long, long time. And you got to give him credit. The mark of a well-coached team is you don't ask somebody to do something they can't do. I mean, he's nickel and diamond. He's throwing ball, dunking it to the tight end. They got a good tight end. Great hands. Getting the ball to the back, coming out of the backfield. They're not asking him to throw the ball down the field a whole lot.
Yeah, the tight end Jake Butt, by the way, a Pickerington North guy. He's a local guy, one of those Columbus guys who went north. Big game for him this week. We'll see. Good chance Joey Bosa's final game will be this final Michigan game for him. He's a junior. I don't think we'll be surprised if he's in the NFL, a top 3 pick next year. How do you think he fares against this Michigan O-line, Coop?
Well, I think he fares well against any O-line.
He's always going to win the matchup across from him, right?
Exactly.
Always.
Yeah, they're a well-coached team. They're obviously going to double team him. I don't know if they're going to triple team him like some teams have done.
Right.
But you're going to see them double team Joey Bosa the entire ballgame. They're too well coached not to double team.
And we think this would be his last Michigan game, obviously. A lot can change, but he's a top 3 pick if he comes out being.
Yeah, I would certainly be surprised if we saw Joey Bosa back in the Buckeye uniform next year. Although I know Urban Meyer and his coaching staff would love that problem if he decided to come back, but I'd be surprised.
More on the Maize and Blue. Let's go back to Don and Jim.
Jim, you look at this, and we won't say the M word. Is Coach Meyer around? I'll make you do push-ups if you say it. But as you look at what Jim Harbaugh's been able to do with the offense up there, he really has. That was kind of their issue, and he's really got to kind of hitting on all cylinders right
Sure
now.
does. You got to play tough physical football at that line of scrimmage. I looked at their tight ends. They had 6 listed, and they're 2 deep. You usually only had 2, maybe 3. He had 6 tight ends listed. He's big on the tight ends. Had 4 fullbacks in there. So it's kind of the old smash mouth football that you like to see out of Ohio State and like to see out of the team up north. But they're doing it. They're not really running the ball over. They don't have a 1,000-yard rusher. Davion Smith is their leading rusher right now. He has 621 yards so far. Compared to what we have here at Zeke, but he's done a good job. They got 3 wide receivers. Well, 2 wide receivers and a tight end, Jake Butts here from Central Ohio, that really stepped up. And I guess the missing piece maybe for that offense was who was going to play quarterback. And they got the graduate transfer, Jake Rudock, from Iowa, and he's done a fantastic job.
You look at the job that he's done, and they have thrown to a lot of receivers. They've spread the ball around, and the play-action pass is very much alive up in Ann Arbor.
That's where Jake Butt has been getting a lot of his catches on that play. Has to be right. Meyer Darboe on one side has been making some big-time plays. It was impressive all year long. Has 52 receptions on the year. And then you look on the other side, J.U. Cheston. Cheston now, he's a little bit nicked up. We'll find out his status as today as the game goes. But, he's been a terrific player for him throughout his career. He is their leading receiver, has 37 receptions right now. He's gotten the end zone 7 times. He's kind of leads in that category. But that tight end, he's the guy that kind of keeps the difference maker for him. So it'll be a challenge for our linebackers. And obviously you're talking your safeties. Tyvis Powell probably matches up a little bit better because he's a little bit taller than Von Bell. But that'll be some matchups we've got to be concerned with.
Well, he's the Hall of Famer, Jim Lachey. We will talk Buckeye offense against this Michigan defense coming up later.
It's been a great year for the Buckeyes. 10 straight wins to open the season, 23 straight when you go back to last season. And the Silver Bullets played a huge role in that success. Here's some of the most memorable moments on defense from the 2015 season.
Those a screen that's intercepted. Adolphus Washington up the left side, and the big guy's going to take it to the house. line to the 30 of Northern Illinois. Crowd moving it up. Terry gets the snap, drops it his 35, looking to throw, and he is sacked at the 34-yard line. The football came loose, and there's a scramble for it down on the field.
Ohio State has it.
Drops it as 2 to pass, being chased, being grabbed, and thrown down.
We're creating turnovers. We're scoring on defense. We're smothering people right now, and that's what the defense should be here.
When you ask Urban Meyer about his seniors, he consistently brings up Joshua Perry, his reputation off the field, his play on the field. Perry recently talked with our Dom Taberi.
Well, Joshua, this is it. Being a kid that grew up in the shadows of the shoe, and I say Ohio State, and I won't say the word because you can't say it. You just can't say the M word, right? But what does it mean to you?
You know, just the legacy of the game and all the great players that have been in the game. You know, the implications that the game has had in the past. It just means a lot to be able to play in a rivalry as big as this one. You got guys who are from all over both states coming together, guys that definitely know each other, and so that just adds a little extra something to it.
And then they've got a new sheriff in town, Jim Harbaugh, who played there. Matter of fact, he guaranteed victory against Ohio State his senior year.
You know, a lot of people are saying it's the start of an era between Coach Harbaugh and Coach Meyer. You know, so that's going to be interesting there, and I know there are going to be a lot of storylines, but the thing that it boils down to is it doesn't matter who's coaching, and it really doesn't matter the players that are in there. It just matters how a team comes together.
You guys are dealing with some adversity right now. Obviously, something happened Saturday that hadn't happened in a long time. How does this club bounce back?
You know, that's the biggest thing is just the response that guys are going to have, and I think that we had a pretty good response coming out on Sunday. Guys were really critical of the film, but they went out on the practice field and they practiced really hard. I think that's huge.
What do you think they try to do offensively?
Their coach preaches toughness all the time, and so, you know, as an offense, your toughness comes from your run game, so they're definitely going to try to run the ball. Running the ball is going to set up some of the play-action throws that they're going to want to throw. It's going to set up a little bit of their passing game, and so we're going to have answers for all that.
Coming up next, a look at the Ohio State offense trying to rebound today against the Wolverines. Plus, more from the greatest rivalry in all of sports. You're watching Game Time with Urban Meyer. Known as the Snow Bowl, the two teams squared off in a blizzard. Columbus's worst in 37 years. It dropped 5 inches of snow on the ground. Unranked Michigan earned a safety on a blocked kick and a touchdown on a blocked punt to beat number 8 Ohio State and earn a trip to the Rose Bowl.
Buckeye fans, AEP Energy is your best defense against rising home energy costs. Choose AEP Energy to be part of your home energy team. Protect your bills with a fixed price plan for your electricity and natural gas supply. Make this winning play for price protection all season long. Don't wait. Create your home energy plan now by visiting aepenergy.com/OSU. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Throw in Brutus, you got yourself a deal.
Okay. Why don't you go check out your new Hyundai? I'll be with you in just a minute. Go Bucks.
We leave for Paris 3 weeks to the day.
Force is only necessary against one's enemies.
But when my brother returns, everything will be decided.
People ship all kinds of things
But what if that thing is a few 100,000 doses of flu vaccine?
that need to be kept at 41 degrees.
While being shipped to a country where it's 90 degrees. In the shade.
Sound hard? Yeah.
Does that mean people in Laos shouldn't get their vaccine?
We didn't think so.
From figuring it out to getting it done.
We're here to help.
Hello, I'm Gene Smith.
Vice President and Director of Athletics at The Ohio State University. Buckeyes Care highlights the positive spirit and goodwill that is alive in our community every day. Buckeyes helping Buckeyes. Ohio State student athletes, coaches, and corporate community leaders are making a positive impact with children and families in Central Ohio and beyond. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Buckeyes Care. And go Bucks.
In the 1972 meeting, number 3 Michigan outgained Ohio State 341-192, but was stopped twice on goal line stands as they saw their Rose Bowl hopes dashed. Ohio State earned the trip to Pasadena with the win, and the win also started a 6-year run in which Ohio State won at least a share of the Big Ten title with Coach Woody Hayes at the helm.
Coach, take a look at this defense that team up north has, and many feel that's the strength of this team. You agree?
Sure. One time they had a run of 3 straight games, I believe, with a shutout. This will be one of the best defenses we face all year. Their secondary is really good. You know, they challenge you to play a lot of man coverage. That allows them to have another defender against the run, so this will be a big challenge.
What do you feel is their identity on defense, and how do you attack them?
Well, it always starts with the D-line, you know, and they're very aggressive. You got to make sure you neutralize them. Their nose guard 73 is a very good player, and they're penetrators, so you got to keep them on line of scrimmage.
It always seems like this thing also comes down to the trenches. Is that what it's going to be?
Yeah, it's always late November. It's you know, it's our history. The last 3 years is we've won the battle line of scrimmage. But this is a different game, a different team, very talented team, and this will be a challenge on both sides.
As you look at the offensive game plan, is it like playing chess? Because, you know, you know, obviously they're scheming against you. They don't feel sorry for the Buckeyes.
Oh, no. No, it's what we're lacking is consistency right now, and so that's that has to happen. And we got to do. We're not playing right now offensively the way we should. So this is a big test. I mean, this is the biggest test, even when you have momentum.
Barrett gets the snap. Barrett hands it to Elliott, punching it into the air, and he hits the end zone for the touchdown. Snap to J.T. Barrett. Barrett throws, end zone, caught, Marshall, touchdown. Jalen Marshall.
Let's talk offense with Coop and Beanie. Guys, the Michigan defense shut down Christian Hackenberg last week. As much as I'd love to get into a debate whether or not Hackenberg's overrated, you know where I come down on that. All right, let's focus on the Wolverines. Where are they most beatable on defense? Beanie, how do you attack them?
I think running the football. I think getting right in between the tackles, constantly allowing a running back to wear them down a little bit. I think they could be successful to the big play.
Earlier, I mean, those 3 shutouts, that was pretty incredible, Coop. So there is some potential there on that side of the ball.
I think their corners are really good. Peppers, probably arguably their best player, their defensive back. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them put him from, you know, on our best wide receiver. But anyway, I agree, Beanie. I think we got to run the football against him.
Well, let's talk about that. Ezekiel Elliott had his 100-yard game streak broken. Are we taking him over 100 yards this week, Beanie? Is he back on track?
I think so. I think he's going to get 100 yards. I think he's going to be motivated. Our offensive line is going to be motivated to get him over that hump. Granted, Michigan's going to play tough defensively. I think we get there.
Last couple games against Michigan, I don't know if Woody and Bo would have been a fan of. They've been pretty high scoring 42 points a game here, Coop. Do you expect a slugfest, or are we going to see more Big 12 football today?
I think we're going to see a lot of Big 12 football today.
No.
I think we're going to see a lot of that. You know, keep the ball away from the other team, possess the football, play great defense, be sound in the kicking game. It's hard to lose if you do that.
It's going to be cold, though, and kind of a nastier day in the Big House, Beanie. You got to turn around and just hand it off to the running backs.
I'm expecting one of those games like 2007 where it was wet, rainy there in Michigan, and we're running the football, and they're running the football as well. We see some play action over the top.
What happened in 2007, Beanie? You remember?
Absolutely. We won that game 14-3.
Well, the Michigan defense, I mentioned, recorded 3 straight shutouts earlier this season. That's the first team to do that since 1995. For more on that Wolverine D, let's go back to Dom and Jim.
Well, Jimmy, you look at Ohio State's offense, and I'm sure there's not a man in that locker room that doesn't want to redeem what happened against Michigan State. And who better than that team up north to get a shot at and to redeem yourself?
Exactly. I think this team is fired up for it. I think especially those guys up front. They've done such a fantastic job during that 23-game winning streak, controlling that line of scrimmage throughout the playoffs last year, throughout the first 10 games this year, but didn't do so well last week. And I think they're going to be hungry to get back out there. You got to to be able to block that second level. They weren't successful doing that last week, but you got to be able to do that against Michigan State. Joe Bolden for Michigan is their leading tackler, he's a Cincinnati guy. Desmond Morgan, number 3, another sure tackler for them. They got 2 pretty good linebackers, which means, again, you better get to that second level, get ahead on those guys if you want to see Zeke Elliott bust out of there. But they have to get that running game going because it sets up so much what Ohio State wants to do offensively.
You know, I think it's fair to say that the strength of this Michigan football team is defense. They've held this club in a lot of games this year. And I don't know, is this the best defense Ohio State will face?
It might be. You know, I think you have a lot of respect for this couple of defenses we've played so far this year. I think Penn State was a decent defense. You look at Michigan State, they were very impressive, but the numbers on Michigan defense are very impressive. The one stat that kind of stands out to me, and again is a little bit of concern because of what happened last week, third down. Michigan is just allowing 23% of their opponents to go ahead and convert on those third downs. So that means they're finding ways to be good on first down, second down. If you're that good on third down, you're playing some pretty solid defense up front. Numbers speak for themselves, giving up 14 points per game. You know, the total yards, 263 yards per game. So that's one of the best in the Big Ten, and certainly be a challenge playing in their place with crowd noise, things like that. You always got to worry about an offense. Of course, Ohio State uses a silent count, but still, you can't hear yourself. Sometimes you can't hear yourself thinking so loud out there. That has to be a concern for the offense.
He's the All-American Jim Lachey. Coming up later, we'll have the Elk and Elk 2D.
We showed you some of the defensive gems of the year earlier, but the offense had its fair share of sizzle, too. From that Braxton Miller spin to the Zeke streak, here's a look back at some of the best of 2015.
Curls to the 50, to the 45, to the 10, spins to the 30, middle of field Miller, to the 20, to the 10, and Braxton Miller will take it to the house as he pirouetted away.
You're going to see that highlight a few thousand times this week. That was the play of the game.
Looks to throw, lofts it left corner of the end zone. Thomas. Michael Thomas is pushed away from it, and a signal touchdown, however. Barrett keeps it himself, running straight ahead to the 10, right angle to the 5, and into the end zone. Barrett with a hand clap, gets the snap, fakes the handoff, looks to throw, lofts it left side for Michael Thomas toward the end zone. Got it for a touchdown, Michael Thomas, as he was fighting with corner Eaton Spence, but Michael Thomas on a 24-yard pass catch. Hands it Elliott with a flag thrown, and Elliott going out on the right angle to the 30. 35 by everybody to the 50. Down the right side to Indiana's 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and into the end zone again goes Ezekiel Elliott. Looking to throw, Cardale Jones looks back, tosses downfield for Braxton Miller. Got it to the 30 of Tech, to the 20, down the right sideline to the 10, and into the end zone. Looks, fires long down the right side for Samuel in the end zone. Got it! Good caught Michael Thomas at the 39 of Rutgers. Middle of field, 35-30. Further downfield, 15, 10-5, touchdown. Michael Thomas. Looking wide open left side, guns Thomas to the 20. Thomas to the 10. Steps his way to the 5. Pushes his way to the end zone. Takes off running. 35-30 in Minnesota. 20, Cardale Jones. 10-5, touchdown, Cardale Jones. Straight ahead, 25-30. 35-40. 50-yard line, Elliott to the Hokies territory. Angling left side to the 30. To the 20 of Virginia Tech. To the 10. To the 5 and to the end zone. Another ho-hum 80-yard touchdown run.
Sending the PAT extra point team. It's time.
Cox's arm fires, floats that long down the right side. Jalen Marshall got it to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone.
They got 100,000 people out of their seats and up on their feet to cheer for the Buckeyes.
Coming up, Dom has one final cup of coffee with Urban Meyer, and later we'll get our final thoughts from our experts. You're watching Game Time. Don't go anywhere. The 1973 matchup was a clash of the Titans. Both teams undefeated, a trip to the Rose Bowl, and perhaps a national title on the line. Michigan missed 2 field goals in the final minutes. The game ended in a 10-10 tie. The top-ranked Buckeyes received the league's vote to the Rose Bowl, despite many thinking Michigan outplayed Ohio State, a vote that Bo Schembechler never got over.
We're back at Skyline to see what it is that makes people feel so good.
You guys have a lot of options. Why choose Skyline?
Skyline for us, we've got a busy family, and it's one place that we can all agree upon.
The food is great. It's always fresh. It's always hot. The service is really quick. It's perfect.
The cheese for me is what brings me in every time.
The cheese and the chili and the hot dog just blends together so well.
Everybody's friendly. They smile. And it makes you feel good to come in here.
I love it. It's just the greatest atmosphere. You feel so at home.
Feeling good. It's Skyline time.
Banking built for your success. What does that mean? For John's business, it means getting a loan for new office space, a line of credit for upgraded equipment and supplies, retirement plan services for his employees, and convenient payment options for his clients. At First Financial, you're at the center of everything we do. We deliver smart solutions with exceptional care and attention for you and your business. That's banking built for your success. First Financial Bank, another step on the path to success.
At DirecTV, we believe giving a smile to a sick child is the least we can do. We believe logging tens of thousands of hours building homes and playgrounds defines our true spirit. That providing job opportunities for disabled Americans is the best way to celebrate diversity. And that being named one of the top 50 most community-minded companies in the U.S. means we're doing something right. Because we believe there's no place for ordinary when you entertain the extraordinary. Don't just watch TV. DirecTV.
We teach them at a young age to use it as a wonderful tool.
We got her a tablet for reading. That does not happen.
She's inside the house all day, every day, on her pad, playing her games.
We trusted her with what she was watching.
It was about puppies that were getting intentionally run over.
That imagery is in my son's head right now.
I just feel like I have to be cautious about what he's exposed to.
It's time now for the Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop Coffee with the Coach. Each week on Game Time, Coach Meyer will answer a question that was submitted by one of our viewers. So pull up a chair, grab your mug, and enjoy Tim Hortons Coffee with the Coach.
Is this the way it should be? You think about what this game means to them up there and what it means to you. I mean, is this, you know, they say it's the greatest rivalry in college football, and I certainly believe it. I think you do too.
Well, I've been the luxury of being around the country, and I've been a part of some incredible rivalries, and just because of the personal nature of this, there's none like it, and the tradition and really the evenness of the rivalry. So I agree. There's none quite like this one.
What's it like to be part of it, though? You grew up watching it, and you talked about the obligation you feel.
Well, I'd be honest with you, the only thing that you got to win the darn thing. You don't want to say you're part of it and not be successful, because it's to haunt you for a 365. And the best thing about the rivalry is you're going to win that game.
You know, so much happens this week. There's so many traditions, and you do so many different things, and there's so many things. How hard is it to keep everything in focus? And like you say, you don't play the game till Saturday at noon.
Well, you got Thanksgiving. We had the band come over on Sunday. You have senior tackle, and then you have to get ready to play a good team on the road. So there's not much time for anything else.
What is this game week like for you? Do you sleep much at all?
Well, that's maybe for another show. Not a whole lot of sleep. You just, like I said, there's an obligation to do the best we can.
Last thing, they've got a new guy up there, Jim Harbaugh. You were a GA when he made that prediction. What do you think about the job he's done? And I don't know, do you like playing chess with a guy like this, or do you?
Well, you know, I heard comments earlier in the year how, you know, they've always had great players, you know, and he's getting great players to play very good. So it's I'm not surprised at all. You know, they're more mature. They got a bunch of seniors on that team, but it always comes down to the quality of talent within a program. And the previous coaches, Coach Hoke did a marvelous job recruiting. And this guy's monopolized on, has done a very good job.
Coach, right now it's time for our Tim Hortons Coffee with the Coach question of the week. And this week's question comes from Charles in Zanesville. He says, you remember Coach Earl Bruce in the legendary game in 1987 when the team rallied around him in that final game in the Big House. What was it like to see Coach Bruce go out with a victory and that team stand behind their leader?
That was an incredible moment. I was there. Everybody knows how much Coach Bruce means to me. And I was a young 20-some-year-old witnessing, you know, the greatest spectacle and rivalry, and to see the players rally behind a guy that gave so much to this program, that touched your heart.
We hope you've enjoyed this week's Tim Hortons Coffee with the Coach. If you have a question for Coach Meyer, go to OhioStateBuckeyes.com and click on the Tim Hortons logo. Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, official coffee sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Back with the All-American Jim Lachey, the Elk and Elk 2 Deep, and you know, Jim, we talked about those seniors for Ohio State earlier, and, you know, last week it was senior day, emotional day, but, you know, this is their last game against that team up north, and, You know, these seniors have done nothing but win since they've been here.
Yeah, and they got a chance maybe to ruin somebody else's senior day after their senior day didn't go the way they planned. These 18 seniors on this squad have been, you know, so important to the program. I mean, 48-4 now over their career. One of the winningest classes ever in college football as far as a four-year group of guys. So they got an awful lot to be proud of. Had some great leadership. Talk about Adolphus Washington. You know, he seems like he's been there. Nick Van Nett, he's been a 5-year guy over there on that offensive side of the ball. Another guy, Joel Hale, he's been a 5-year guy. So those guys have invested a lot in this program, worked hard. You know, they went through the chase, they went through the grind, and, you know, they deserved a lot of credit for what they've been able to accomplish.
They got a national championship, Jim.
Hey, I was 36-12, 9-3 every year at Ohio State when I was there, and I was awful proud of that record, you know what I mean? But for what these guys have accomplished, it just blows the doors off it. And then they also did well in the classroom, too. You talk about Jacoby Bourne, you know, he won the Campbell Award. He's going to have an $18,000 postgraduate scholarship, so these guys are class acts.
Well, that's the Elk and Elk 2 Deep. He's Hall of Famer Jim Lachey, and we will get his keys to the game coming up later.
This week's 2 Deep Report is presented by Elk and Elk. Serious fans for Ohio State athletics. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Go Bucks!
If you're looking for the breakout star of the season on the Buckeyes defense, look no farther than Raekwon McMillan. A team leading 105 tackles, a finalist for the Butkus Award. He's just a sophomore. Dom Taberry went one-on-one with Raekwon.
You know, Raekwon, you look at this rivalry. You probably didn't know much about it till you got here. Now, what do you think about it?
I mean, it's one of the most tradition-rich rivalries that I know of. You know, growing up, I heard about Alabama, Auburn, Florida State, those type rivalries. But I think the most tradition-rich rivalry going on in college football has to be Ohio State and the team on North.
Obviously, it was a tough loss to Michigan State. What would beating these guys mean to this team?
I mean, it's just a fulfillment for our seniors, you know. Just getting Josh out of college the right way would be a great accomplishment for me because I felt like I let him down last week, not with his last win in the shoe. But I think this week, with that win, I can get the job done.
What is this week like for you players? There's so many things that happen, so many traditions. Is it hard just to keep the blinders on and think about the mission at hand?
No, it's not very hard because, like I've been saying all year, our coaches do a great job of really locking us down and keeping us focused. And then our family's going to be here for Thanksgiving. I think that's another part of the great tradition of Ohio State team on North game. Just Thanksgiving during the week of the game, you get to see some of your family and really refocus you.
Now, this will be your first trip up to that place, right? What have the guys told you about it?
I mean, they say it's going to be 110,000 fans plus screaming and yelling on your way there. They're going to be outside the bus yelling at you. It's going to be a great atmosphere. I mean, we just got to go in there and do what we do.
We're not done here on Game Time. Coming up next, we'll get Jim Lachey's keys to victory, plus final thoughts from Urban Meyer. We are inching towards kickoff in the greatest rivalry in college sports.
The Ohio State University has the best fans in the land.
Be a part of the excellence. Be a representative of Buckeye Nation.
We cannot do this without you. Go Bucks.
Buckeye fans, AEP Energy is your best defense against rising home energy costs. Choose AEP Energy to be part of your home energy team. Protect your bills with a fixed price plan for your electricity and natural gas supply. Make this winning play for price protection all season long. Don't wait. Create your home energy plan now by visiting aepenergy.com/OSU. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
At Kroger, feeding people is our business, but we don't do it alone. Working with Mid-Ohio Food Bank, Kroger associates and customers like you, we're helping feed our community. Rounding up at checkout turns a small contribution into a lot, and Kroger coin boxes let you donate even more.
Donations benefit Mid-Ohio Food Bank.
So join our team and help us exceed last year's donations. Simply round up at any Kroger register
Or contribute to a coin box. You can make a difference. Together, we win.
If there's anyone who can appreciate a satisfying and well-made meal first thing in the morning, it's farmers.
I mean, these guys are having breakfast before breakfast has even thought about breakfast. So when I want a delicious, hearty breakfast, I head to Tim Hortons for their Farmer's Breakfast Grilled Wrap. It's prepared fresh with tasty sausage, fluffy egg omelet, real Swiss cheese, and get this, even a crispy golden hash brown inside. All wrapped up, grilled to perfection, and ready to go wherever your day takes you. Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Great tasting breakfast. Amazing coffee.
Your animals provide unconditional love. When they hurt, you want the best care available to help them enjoy life again. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center is here for you and for them. From heart disease to cancer, diabetes to broken bones, and 24-hour emergency services, Ohio State's team of experts make a difference in the lives of animals and the family members who love them. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
2015 marks the 50th anniversary of Brutus Buckeye, and you can see how he's changed through the years with a special new commemorative Fathead series. Available exclusively at Giant Eagle stores throughout the state, you can pick up your Fathead with the purchase of a qualified Chobani product. 6 new posters will be released during the season, so be sure to stop by your neighborhood Giant Eagle to collect them all.
Welcome back to Game Time with Urban Meyer. Time to take a look at our Nissan drive to the championship standings. Obviously, a little shakeup this week with the Buckeyes slipping out of the top 4. Buckeyes are still technically alive in the Big Ten race. They need Penn State to knock off Michigan State. Any chance that happens?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anything can happen. Anything this late in the season, anything can happen. And if they don't have Connor Cook, they're probably not going to get the same effort they got against us last week, so anything can happen.
Yeah, and if you look at Michigan State, Beanie, it's not like they were world beaters all year. They've been close in almost every game this season.
Yeah, even some of their lesser opponents, they've been played them pretty tight. With Penn State kind of coming on in the back half of the season, playing a little bit better, it's very possible.
Yeah, I want to acknowledge the senior class here. 48-4, incredible run. Your thoughts on the past 4 years and how these guys should feel, Coop?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 48-4?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's the reason I say there's no better coach in college football than Urban Meyer. Look at his record.
You would take 48-4.
Oh, no question about it. I mean, those guys have to be proud of themselves to go out their college careers and know they only lost 4 games and got a national championship. I'll take it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, today's all about beating that team up north. How did the Buckeyes get it done? Coach, start with you.
We don't turn it over.
Yeah, that helps.
And we got to be sound in the kicking game, and we got to get some big plays offensively. We got to throw the ball down the field, or Zeke's got to come out and rush for 100, 150 yards or something like that, Beanie, in my opinion.
Keys for you?
I'm going to give you the old Tressel mantra.
Oh, okay. Well, punting?
You win the rushing battle.
Okay.
You win the turnover margin, and you win the special teams battle. You win the game.
All right. All right. We can't wait for today for noon. Just after noon, they'll kick it off. Now, I love talking about the Ohio State-Michigan game with offensive linemen. They always talk about how tough and physical this game is. Dom Taberry standing by with one of those linemen, Taylor Decker.
You know, one of the fun things, I don't know if it's fun, but one of the things Coach Meyer's instituted is you don't say the M word. There's no way I could get you to say it.
No, maybe when I was younger, not anymore. It's ingrained in me now.
If you say the M word, what happens?
Usually push-ups, and I don't like doing push-ups.
And Coach will make it right on the spot, right?
Yeah.
Yep. The other thing, you don't wear blue at all, do you?
Yeah, I think because they have a football class in there. I think, Coach Meyer was in there on the first day, and a kid wore a blue shirt, and he made the kid do push-ups in our team meeting room. I saw something about that I think on Twitter. So it's real.
Does that fire you guys up when you see the M's blocked out here?
I love it
and all that stuff.
I love it. I mean, I see it all over campus. I've seen street signs who, God knows how people got up there that block those out. But it's just cool to see. It's just cool to see people are, 100% into it.
Has it sunk in that this is it? This is your last game against that team?
Not yet. I think once we get in the practice week and we do our senior tackle and everything like that, I'm sure that'll hit me hard because it's emotional and that can affect your play. I want to leave here with 4 pairs of gold pants, so I'm going to do everything I can to do that.
Well, I'll tell you what, Buckeye Nation owes you a great debt of gratitude for all you've done. Do me a favor, look at that camera and your message for Buckeye Nation heading into the big one.
Buckeye Nation, we're going to go up there and get another pair of gold pants this weekend. Go Bucks.
Coming up next, Jim Lachey's keys to the game, plus final thoughts with Urban Meyer. Stick around, more Game Time coming up next.
NFL Update is presented by Hyundai, proud supporter of college football and loyal fans everywhere.
We're back at Skyline to see what it is that makes people feel so good. So who here loves Skyline?
I do. Daniel and I come to Skyline every Saturday morning for the past 7 years.
It's great quality. It feels like home.
They're really welcoming, and they always know my order.
Just cut it until you got it cut all the way through, and then you have.
And you've got a bite right there. Okay.
It's just so good.
It is so good. Feeling good. It's Skyline time.
All eyes are on Toyota's Black Friday event, a mega sales event that will eclipse the competition thanks to Toyota's outstanding savings. Now, for 10 days only, get a new 2016 Camry, the most American-made car, with 0 for 60 financing, plus $1,000 bonus cash, or $1,500 customer cash. Or lease Camry now for $179 a month. Hurry! Toyota's Black Friday event ends November 30th. Toyota, let's go places.
I was not living my life the way that I wanted. I really never thought that I could be happy again. Taking that first step and making that call was the best thing I ever did, and it was all for me.
Alcohol and drugs are never the answer. Call 800-336-5303. You may get immediate placement into a recovery center. Recovery's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Call now, 800-336-5303, and start living again.
Love is love.
With Urban Meyer and Jim Lachey, it is that time. It is time for your keys to the game, and I think I know one of them. Toughness.
Yeah, you better have some toughness against this team up north. And toughness means you better be able to run the ball and control that line of scrimmage. It's going to be a huge game for our slobs, the offensive line up front. Those seniors are going to be playing in their last regular season game, and they got to have a big game in Ezekiel. He's still got an outside chance to get his Heisman Trophy, but he better have a big game in his final game against that team up north. Obviously, defense has to put pressure on the quarterback. Jake Rudock has been their guy. They really haven't had to go to their backups too much all year. We saw what a backup could do against Ohio State, but you better put some pressure on Jake Rudock. And then I think finally, our special teams have to step up and make some plays. We saw how important special teams was last week. Seems like it always comes down to a punt, a kickoff return, onside kick. Ohio State's got to win that battle, and they've done well in special teams all year.
Well, he's the All-American and Hall of Famer, Jim Lachey.
The keys to the game are presented by the American Dairy Association Mid-East. Want an edge on your competition? Start by fueling up with nutrition-packed foods like dairy to give you the nutrition athletes need.
Final thoughts are next. The Buckeyes and the Wolverines set to kick things off shortly after noon. You're watching Game Time. Don't go anywhere.
Community outreach is presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center.
It's real important just to give back, and I know we do the Mid-Ohio Food Bank every year. In the corners, we did that a couple times, and I volunteered a couple times, and just knowing I can help people out, that's a good thing. After the spring game, the Buckeye Grove, cleaning the Buckeye Grove, that's an honor, and I'm just happy to always help other people out.
Community outreach is presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center.
Want an edge on your competition?
Then it's time to fuel up, eat right, and hydrate.
Start by eating a balanced, nutrient-rich diet packed with protein, carbohydrates, and dairy.
Protein throughout the day will help you build and maintain strong muscles.
Nutrient-packed carbs will give you the fuel you need during exercise.
And finish with a low-fat or fat-free chocolate milk. It provides 9 essential nutrients to replenish the fluids lost when you've given it your all.
You've trained, practiced, and played. Now fuel up with chocolate milk.
For more information, visit drink-milk.com.
Hey, Buckeye fans, join Urban and me on the 2016 Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. For 2016, we need a bigger boat. We sail February 20th through 25th out of Fort Lauderdale.
Join me, over 35 Buckeye greats, Brutus, the alumni band, and cheerleaders.
Visit BuckeyeCruise.com today for more details. Space is limited.
Go Bucks, beat cancer.
A reminder.
tradition doesn't have to be perfect to be perfect. Whether you're home or away this Buckeye season, Safe Light Auto Glass invites you to travel well.
Tradition is what the fans love about college football. Ohio State Athletics strives for a tradition of excellence, like we do at Elk & Elk.
As a firm, we continue our tradition of successful verdicts, investing in our community, and recruiting talent to help keep our team strong. We're so proud to support Ohio that we made it a part of our identity. 1-800-ELK-OHIO.
Elk & Elk, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Eyes are on Toyota's Black Friday event, a mega sales event that will eclipse the competition thanks to Toyota's outstanding savings. Now, for 10 days only, get a new 2016 Camry, the most American-made car, with 0 for 60 financing, plus $1,000 bonus cash, or $1,500 customer cash. Or lease Camry now for $179 a month. Hurry! Toyota's Black Friday event ends November 30th. Toyota, let's go places.
For the first time in the history of the rivalry, Ohio State and Michigan entered the 2006 game unbeaten and ranked #1 and #2 in the country. Michigan struck first with a touchdown, but Ohio State roared back with 21 unanswered by halftime. In the second half, Heisman Trophy winner Troy Smith showed his mettle. He found Brian Robisky for a touchdown, increasing the Buckeye lead to 42-31. Ohio State went on to win 42-39 in a classic. The game occurred the day after the death of Bo Schembechler. And while he wouldn't have liked the outcome, the competition was worthy of everything Bo and his legendary counterpart Woody Hayes were all about. There is nothing like this Saturday. The nerves, the excitement, the bragging rights. Let's hear from Urban Meyer one final time before the game.
Coach, 12 noon, you guys will be kicking it off up in the big house. Just your final thoughts.
Well, I've mentioned a couple times on the show the obligation you have to do your very best. And we've worked hard all week, and we're going to, the amount of focus and preparation for a game like this is off the charts. So I guess the thing I always go back to, we have to play our very best. We have an obligation to do that.
Buckeye fans, take a moment today. Soak it in. Smile. Enjoy it. There are 126 other teams that would kill to have a rivalry like this one. Hope you enjoyed the game. I've really enjoyed getting to host this season on Game Time with Urban Meyer. Hope to see you back here next year.
Game Time with Urban Meyer is brought to you by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers, the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, AEP Energy, and by the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center, the Arthur G. James Cancer Hospital, and the...
I hope the days come easy.